Hello, guys, and welcome back to Vintage Sports Card Finds with Paul. Um, was at the flea market today, and I was kind of hoping some stuff would come in. Uh, the outdoor flea market that I usually go to is closed because it's wintertime and it's pretty brutal out there. So I haven't really taken in anything new except this one card here. So this was an eBay purchase. For those of you who watched my video on 1969 tops. Um, we all came to discover together that I was missing about 13 cards in that set. And I think that's including upgrades. And that I had all the major players in that set. You know, the Zonka rookie, the Piccolo rookie, and the Namath, and a lot of the other key players. So I didn't really understand why I hadn't completed the set. So I started, except that I hadn't really been focusing on it. So I went on eBay and started kind of peeking around at some cards and which cards I needed. And this was one of them, and it's already come in. So it's a Tom Matty rookie, if that's how you say his last name correctly. Or I don't know if it's Mate or Matty or how that's pronounced. But this is pretty much a common card. I think I bought it for like $2 or $3, and it's in good enough condition for that set. It's VG. It's got a soft corner there and whatnot, but will certainly fill the hole nicely. So that's the card that came in. What we're doing today is we're focusing on a 1967 Topps baseball set. So I was going to do something else, but then when I reached in to grab the box of that something else that I was going to get, this is what I pulled out was 1967 Topps. So I said, hey, let's focus on 1967 Topps. So first and foremost, this set has 609 cards. It has a very difficult final series. All right. It's got key players in that final series. So that makes this a challenging vintage set to put together. I currently have 400 and a little over 400 cards of this set. And I'm missing some big dogs. And but at the same token, as I was looking the set over, I was like, geez, I don't know if I'm going to have any of the real big cards. And there's a lot of cards listed on the trading card database that are over $10 and $15. A lot of them, and some big ones. So let's focus and check on what we did have. I was kind of shocked at what I found in terms of cards that I already had for this set. So we're going to move that over there for a second so we can get some focus in here. And we'll touch base on some of these. I'm going to show you about 40 cards. Obviously, I'm not going to show you all 403 cards that I have, but I'm going to focus on some of these here. Louis Aparicio. All right. Tony Oliva. Salbando rookie. He was one of the rookies I identified that would be a key rookie in this set. Although, what I did find was that as you went into... Now, there's a couple of very key rookies in the high number series. And, that are Hall of Fame players. But what I also found is that common rookies from that series are $10 and $15 cards. So if you have any commons from that final series, especially rookies, you might have something that you have some value in those cards. Jim Brewer, all right, LA Dodgers. Al Kaline, Detroit Tigers. So I would say that my average condition on this set is probably around VG or VG Excellent. Some of my other vintage sets have a lot more excellent to near mint feel. But this one, for whatever reason, maybe because I haven't really focused on it that much. Um, it needs a little upgrading. It needs some love, this set. This was a card I didn't think I had. This card is listed at, which was kind of shocking to me when I looked at this card to see what it was listed at. But a Whitey Ford for $15, and I had it, so I was glad to see that I had that card. This one, card number 100, Frank Robinson. So I was glad that I had that one. Obviously, big key card. Good to have that one. Another rookie that ended up on my list was Bobby Mercer. Now, I don't know how big of a star he is, but, Yankee fandom can surely tell me how big of a star this guy is. But he was one of the key rookies that I identified. So, group. Mickey Lolich. So that's always a card I look for. George Scott, Boston Red Sox, second-year card. And some bigger hitters here in this next group. Steve Carlton, card number 146. So he was on the list. Not as expensive as you might think for Steve Carlton. Willie Stargell. Steve Carlton's about a $10 card. Willie Stargell. Wes Parker. We know how much I love Wes Parker for his fame with the Brady Bunch. Cash and K-Line. This card is in rough shape, so I must have just picked this up in some type of lot, and I haven't upgraded that yet. There's a card that was on the list that I didn't think I had. Bob Gibson. It's off center, obviously. Needs a little love, but always good to have Bob Gibson from the 60s. Another card I didn't think I had. This one I might have picked up from the outdoor flea market, actually. Willie Mays. Card number 200. And it also needs some love. Eddie Matthews. This one's a strong card. Good condition. Then some that came up on a list that were some more expensive cards, to be honest with you. So let me just kind of touch base, do this like this. Frank Robinson, Tony Oliva, and Al Kaline. And then this one, Matty Alou, Felipe Alou, and Rico Cardi. American League RBI leaders, Frank Robinson, Harmon Killebrew, and Boog Powell. I told you I'm always a big fan of these cards because anytime you can put multiple Hall of Famers on a card, they're just great cards, right? National League, and it gives you an insight into that year's better players or all-star players. So, National League RBI leaders, Hank Aaron, Bob Clemente, and Richie Allen. So this was a shocker to me that this particular league leader with the Hank Aaron, this one and another one, I believe the other one, he's the home run leader in that one, was a biggie. But this one, definitely, because you got both Hank Aaron and Bob Clemente. Frank Robinson, Harmon Killebrew, and Boog Powell for home run leaders. This one here is the National League pitching leaders, Juan Marichal, Sandy Koufax, Gaylord Perry, and Bob Gibson. So I'm going to say it, 4 Hall of Famers on one card. That's incredible. I believe all 4 are Hall of Famers, unless my brain has stopped working. National League ERA leaders, Sandy Koufax, Juan Marichal, Mike Cellular. Great name for a guy today. Mel Stottlemyre, Card 225. Louis Tiant. He's more of a fan favorite for me, but good ball player. Yaz. Yastrzemski needs love. I think I pull this. So this card has all sorts of issues, right? Paper loss, creases everywhere. I I didn't even think I had this card. So this is a card that definitely needs to be upgraded. I mean, what the heck? But I think I bought a binder at a flea market, and it was filled with 1967s, and there was a bunch that may have looked like this. And since the Yaz was in there, I was like, cool, let me just put it in there until I find something better. Joe Torre. Another Joe Morgan, which I didn't think I had that one either. Harmon Killebrew and Bob Allison. Twin Terrors. And so it turns out this card had some value to it. 13, 14 bucks. Bob Uecker. Looks great. The Uke. And got a few more here. And some big ones that I absolutely didn't realize I had. Billy Williams. This one I was pretty sure I had. Richie Allen and Johnny Callison. Hurlers Beware. Jim Cott. Twins. Let's see here. Tito Francona. It's Tito Francona's father. Hoyt Wilhelm. Mays and McCovey. Fence Busters. So this is an important card because it's card 423. Now, I don't know if that writing is on the back of the card. I believe it is, actually. Yep. So the writing is on the back of the card. So this is a card at some point I will have to upgrade because that 7W is written on the back of the card. Felipe Alou. Not typically a card I might show, but because it's a high number, 530. And then this card was a big one because it does fall in the later stages of the set. Was card number 500, Juan Marichal. And you had Harmon Killebrew. Richie Allen. Card 450. These cards in the higher numbers, really higher, semi-high and high numbers, really start to get challenging. Willie McCovey. This is a nice looking card. It's off center. There's a touch on some of the corners, but overall, for its age and etc., is in pretty good shape. So it's Willie McCovey. That card was definitely on the list of more expensive cards. Card 475, Jim Palmer. This one here is again in strong VG excellent condition. For a vintage Hall of Famer, great card. And then this one shocked me. I didn't realize I had this, and I was really excited to see that I did have it. This is the last card I'll show for this, but is a big deal because it gets to be later in the series, and it's one of the more expensive. It's not nearly the most expensive, but it's one of the more expensive cards. It's the Pete Rose. And so I was really glad to see I had this. It's at least one of the big dogs that I'm going to need. So let's just run through some of the key rookies. All right, so we talked about Sal Bando, we talked about Bobby Mercer. I'm missing 3 humongous rookies in the set. Card 536, Joe Niekro. Don't have it. That's a big one. Card 569, Rod Carew rookie. That's another big one. There's some serious money attached to that card. So let's see. The Carew could run anywhere between $300 and $400, even raw. So it's a big one. The one I was just talking about, Niekro, again, because it falls in that final series, $75 raw. The Brooks Robinson, which is not a rookie, but I don't have it, is $150 because it's card number 600. And then the final rookie in the set, it's up to you, the viewer. You tell me, if you had to pick a key rookie in the set, is it Carew or is it Seaver? I know what the money says it is, but to you, who is the more iconic, more important player? When you think of the 1967 set, which player do you identify as the key rookie in the set? Is it Carew or is it Seaver or is it somebody else? Is it Niekro? You know, but obviously, I think it's between those top 2 guys, Rod Carew and Tom Seaver. So then the other thing that kind of took me aback when I was doing research for this set was the fact that there were a lot of cards that fell into that $10, $15 range, $10, $15, $10, $11, $12, $13 throughout this set. It goes up and down. So I'm going to try to highlight some of the cards that I don't have that fell on that list. For starters, card number 45, Roger Maris. $29 card, according to the database. Obviously, card number 150, Mickey Mantle. Don't have it. Surprisingly, like I said, I had Mays and Gibson, which was a nice surprise. But I'm missing the base Hank Aaron. So the base Hank Aaron, because it's a lower number, 250, is reasonable. That card is reasonable. It sells for about 60 bucks. 285, Lou Brock. Don't have that. Card 333, Fergie Jenkins. Don't have that. Jim Catfish Hunter. That's not an expensive card. Card 369. Didn't have that. Didn't have the Clemente base card. And then had Killebrew. And then where it really falls off is kind of in the bottom of the set. So Perez is missing. That's a big one. Like I said, Niekro. Even a Norm Cash card. And I didn't check to see if I have this one or not, because it wouldn't have triggered in my brain. But that card supposedly, according to the database, is probably a $45 card. Belanger, again, I don't know if I have it or not, but that card may be expensive. Jim Bunning, card 560. I didn't really check that. But I know I don't have Carew and I don't have Seaver, and those are multiple $100 cards. And then the Brooks Robinson, like I said, probably 50 to 60 bucks, maybe even a little bit more. The other thing I wanted to discuss about this set, and I'd really love to hear your feedback in the comments. What do you think of the design of this set? And where does this set rank for you on cards from the 60s, or sets from the 60s? Is the design too bland? I will tell you, I like the brightness of the back. The design on the front is a little ho-hum. You know, there's not much to it. In fact, this set and the 66 set, I kind of get confused all the time, which is which. Because they're both fairly bland. I'm looking for your feedback on it. What do you think on that? And which is your favorite sets of the 60s? Please throw them in the comments. I'm dying to know what you think. Because there's a lot of potential, in my opinion, there's a lot of potential sets that could be included. 68, I know a lot of people like that wood grain border, the iconicness of Nolan Ryan's rookie card and Johnny Bench. 65, that banner across the bottom has always grown on me. Some people love the 63. Some people might say 62. Another wood grain border set, very difficult to grade. And of course, 61, I don't know. A lot of people probably tell me that they don't think much of it, but 61 I love. Just one of those sets that always kind of did it for me. And then of course 1960. So I'm curious what your thoughts are. Leave them in the comments below. I really, really want to thank all of you guys who've subscribed. It's been a big help. I would like to get up to 100 subscribers by the end of January if we could. It's completely free to subscribe to the channel. If you like what we do, if you like, you enjoy watching the content, if you just like looking at old cards, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. It's 100% free. Share the video with friends. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And as always, happy hunting. And I hope you find what you're looking for out there. Thanks, guys, and have a good one.